Hello and good morning, Grace Kids, and welcome to another Sunday morning. Undoubtedly the best day of the week. This morning we have a whole lineup of things for us to enjoy. Things that will help us to worship and treasure our great God and Saviour together. There's new colouring sheets, a word search, a crossword, a new song. The puppets are back to see us again, and we're going to be hearing the amazing story of when Jesus met a little sick girl and a poor frail lady. But first up, lots of you have been sending in your colouring sheets from last week, and we've been pinning them up in our online gallery so that everybody now can enjoy them. So let's take a wander through the gallery together.
Hey everybody! We're going on a treasure hunt! We're searching for gold! Follow me!
Your words got nuggets of gold, a treasure for my soul, and getting them out is my goal. I'm gonna dig in, like I'm digging for gold. I'll go exploring like a treasure hunter. I'm digging down deep in a mine, and your spirit's gonna help me discover what I need to find. Your words got nuggets of gold, a treasure for my soul, and getting them out is my goal. I'm gonna dig in, like I'm digging for gold.
Wow. Well done everybody for creating such fantastic pieces of art. And thank you too for sending them in so that we could not only enjoy them but be reminded of last week's story and memory verse. This week we have another new colouring sheet of today's story, but instead of a Bible memory verse to colour this time as well, we have our very first catechism question and answer to decorate. You can see the number 1 in the corner there on the flag. This is the first one. And there are the words, "What is our only hope in life and death? That we are not our own, but belong to God." Now, as you know, we're learning one new question and answer of the catechism every 2 weeks, which means we're going to be alternating the artwork on Sundays from now on. 1 week it will be the catechism question for us to colour. The next week it will be a Bible memory verse, and then we'll go back and forth and back and forth. We hope that decorating them each week will help you as you keep trying to remember and memorise them with us. Now then, I think it's time to introduce our song for this morning. Some of you might remember this one from some time ago, but you probably won't have seen this video before. It's called Ready, Set, Go. It's from the Listen Up album, and it celebrates the fact that knowing Jesus really is the adventure of a lifetime. He is better than any other treasure. Let's sing along at home, and then we'll catch up with the puppets.
There was treasure buried in a field, something more valuable than anything. Figure out a way to buy that land, so we could hold the treasure in our hand. If we heard about a special pearl with more than any other in the world, might sell all we had and buy a boat, so we could give that pearl a brand new home. For there's no treasure greater than to know our God and Savior. Ready, set, go, oh, oh. Seeking you is the adventure of a lifetime. You're better than any other. Ready, set, go. And if we look for you, we'll come to find that you were calling to us all the time. You sent your son so he could set us free, to love and follow you eternally. For there's no treasure greater than to know our God and Savior. Ready, set, go. Seeking you is the adventure of a lifetime. You're better than any other treasure. You are worth it all. Even if we have to lose our lives to find you, you are the God we want to know. Ready, set, go. For there's no treasure greater than to know our God and Savior. Ready, set, go. Seeking you is the adventure of a lifetime. You're better than any other treasure. 'Cause you are worth it all. Even if we have to lose our lives to find you, you are the God we want to know. Ready, set, go. Oh, 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 oh. Ready, set, go. Oh, 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 oh. Ready, set, go. Oh, 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 oh. Ready, set, go. Oh, 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 oh. Ready, set, go.
If he doesn't come in a minute, we'll have to ask Miss Cindy to be in the show this week. I've tried calling his phone 4 or 5 times, and I haven't got any response. It's not like Ben to be late for the show. Maybe something's wrong. Wait, what's that sound?
Coming through. Sorry, I beg your pardon. My apologies. I'm so sorry I'm late. There wasn't any of the cereal I like, so I had to make toast. Then the bus to the studio was late, and then there were all these people outside asking for my autograph.
Okay, Ben, it's fine now that you're here. Just to fill you in, today we're learning about Jairus and his very ill daughter. So if you could just ad-lib something to do with that would be great. Okay, people, recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action!
The Jesus Storybook Bible, written by Sally Lloyd Jones and illustrated by Jago. A little girl and a poor frail lady. There was once a little girl who didn't get out of bed one morning, or the next, or the next. In fact, she didn't get out of bed for a whole month. She was very sick, and no one knew how to make her better. Jairus was her daddy, and he loved her. One day he was sitting by her bed, holding her hand, wishing there was something he could... I know! He jumped to his feet, put on his coat, kissed his daughter, ran down the steps, past the servants, out of the house, through the gates, along the road, into the town, up the steps, and into the temple. He fought his way through all the people until at last he found who he was looking for. Jesus, he said, falling at Jesus' feet. My daughter, he pleaded. Please. But he didn't need to beg, because before he'd even finished speaking, Jesus reached out his hand and helped him up. I'll come at once, Jesus said. Jairus' eyes filled with tears. Jesus was coming. It would be all right. In those days, of course, they didn't have ambulances, so they had to go by foot. Jesus' helpers knew that he would heal the sick girl, but they must hurry. If Jesus didn't get there soon, it would be too late. But everyone was in the way, hustling and bustling, jostling and pressing, pushing and shoving, squishing and squashing. The disciples ran ahead, forcing back the crowd. Suddenly, Jesus stopped. His friends looked back. What was he doing? "Who touched me?" Jesus asked, because he felt power go out of him. "Me," said a frail lady, looking down at the ground because she was ashamed. The poor lady had been sick for 12 years, and she had to get well. She knew if she only touched Jesus' coat, she would be healed. So she touched his coat, and instantly she was well. "We don't have time," Jesus' friends said. But Jesus always had time. He reached out his hands and gently lifted her head. He looked into her eyes and smiled. "You believed," he said, wiping a tear from her eye, "and now you are well." Just then Jairus' servant rushed up to Jairus. "It's too late," he said breathlessly. "Your daughter is dead." Jesus turned to Jairus. "It's not too late," Jesus said. "Trust me." At Jairus' house, everyone was crying. But Jesus said, "I'm going to wake her up." Everyone laughed at him because they knew she was dead. Jesus walked into the little girl's bedroom, and there, lying in the corner, in the shadows, was the still little figure. Jesus sat on the bed and took her pale hand. "Daughter," he said, "it's time to get up." And he reached down into death and gently brought the little girl back to life. The little girl woke up, rubbed her eyes as if she'd just had a good night's sleep, and leapt out of bed. Jesus threw open the shutters and sunlight flooded the dark room. "Hungry?" Jesus asked. She nodded. Jesus called to her family, "Bring this little girl some breakfast." Jesus helped and healed many people like this. He made blind people see. He made deaf people hear. He made lame people walk. Jesus was making the sad things come untrue. He was mending God's broken world.
So Jesus actually made someone who was dead come back to life. That really is awesome. It must have been scary for Jairus to see Jesus helping all those other people, wondering when Jesus would come and rescue his child. It sounds like they had encountered even more delays on the way to see her than I had on my way to the studio this morning. However, Jesus was always in control, and he wasn't late at all when he arrived, and the girl was dead. He was going to demonstrate his awesome power as God to bring Jairus' daughter back to life. Jesus was turning a broken world on its head and making sad things into miraculous and wonderful things. We can trust Jesus. We can also trust that Jesus is the same as he was 2,000 years ago, and he can still make miraculous things happen today. We've just got to trust him. What a cool story. Goodbye, kids.